Good evening, VV Nation. My name is Ryan, Senior Instructor. Welcome to the channel. Now, this evening, we're going to talk about market timing. This is really the single most important factor an investor needs to be aware of. Now, over the last week, there has been major headlines coming out putting pressure on equities. Even today, Moody's coming out and downgrading 10 regional banks on their credit ratings. Now, we're going to jump into the software, show you how to best utilize some of our proprietary market timing indicators so you can see the value of the VectorVest 7 software and how it can keep you on the right track of the market. Now, with the market pulling back, in addition, I am going to show you some very simple places to find how to play the market to a downside and hedge your portfolio in times like these. Now, if this is something that you're interested in, stick around and let's get started. All right, up on the screen right now, I've got the homepage of the VectorVest 7 software. Now, all the homepage really goes over is market timing. Again, that is really going to be the most important factor to be successful when it comes to trading in the stock market. Thus, right up at the top, we got the market timing gauge. Right now, 3 ticks into the red, therefore the color guard is bearish, and VectorVest does not advocate buying any stocks at this time. Now, we're seeing confirmation in this with the major indices here. They're all down today. Even below in the color guard, we got 3 red lights across the board. So in tonight's video, there is a couple things I do want to specifically go over. The first thing being is the green light buyer. We see this on the price column here. The last green light that we got was on July 31st. So I'm going to give you some tricks on how to utilize this green light buyer buying system at your advantage. And in addition, over to the right, we do have the MTI. And the trend column, the first component represents the primary wave. These are the 3 things I am going to focus on most in today's video. So to begin, let's get a better visual of this information and just jump right into the market timing graph. Now, in front of us is the market timing graph. Now, this is a graph of the VVC or VectorVest composite. This composite tracks all of the stocks that we're currently tracking throughout the US market. This is how we track the broad market and get a bigger picture on what the equities are doing. Now, up at the top, I do have some support and resistance lines here. I'll go in a little bit more detail here in just a few. Ultimately, this represents the top level of the support zone that we are closest to at the moment. And then down below, we have our MTI or market timing indicator. Now, many of you who've watched these videos before, you've seen that our historically overbought and oversold levels of the MTI, overbought is at 1.5, while at 0.6 is typically oversold, and usually when bottom fishing comes into play. Now, I am going to use a freehand line here for tonight's presentation quite a bit. Now, one of the biggest things I wanted to show you in tonight's video is utilizing the MTI to find bullish and bearish divergences compared to the VectorVest composite. To do so, there's 3 examples over the last 12 months that I'm going to go into. The first one, if we take a look here, we see price action hit a new low. However, if we take a look at MTI, that did go against price action and started to rise. So this is what you'd call a bullish divergence, where price action makes a new low. However, the indicator down below fails to do so and is moving in the opposite direction. A more recent example, if we take a look here, we see price action moving down, hitting a series of lower lows over this time frame. However, the MTI failed to do so and actually moved in the opposite direction, creating a bullish divergence. Now, the most recent example, if we take a look here, we see price action hitting a new high here, actually a 12-month high with the VectorVest composite. However, the MTI failed to do so and was moving lower. And you can see with all 3 of these examples, price action moved to the upside on this bullish divergence here. Once again, another bullish rally with a bullish divergence occurred. And the most recent example here was a bearish divergence, which we see price action following suit. Now, we're going to couple this with our green light buyer in our primary wave. So let's take a look here. First, we're going to do the green light buyer. Now, again, a green light buyer is just getting a green light in the price column of the color guard. In order to do so, price action would have to be trending higher from the prior day and trending higher than it was 5 days earlier. So if we take a look here, here is the bullish divergence, and this is the first green light buyer to appear. And as you can tell, and as you can see down below, the MTI is right on this green line here, showing that the market is in an oversold territory, historically speaking. We see these green lights continuing to appear to the upside. Now, one thing to take caution, when you get green lights closer when the MTI is up at these historically overbought levels at 1.5, doesn't mean that you can't do that, just means to take more caution. However, the MTI is a very powerful indicator, and every time the MTI reaches these levels here, if I switch back to a freehand line, we see price action starting to retrace. Now, if we zoom into a 6-month time span, here are the most recent divergences. This was a bullish divergence here in the period of May. We see price action getting lower and lower during that time frame. However, the MTI was continuing to rise. Now, we did get several green lights here. However, we like to look for follow through in the market, which this green light that did not occur with a red candlestick appearing the day after. However, this one here did qualify because there was follow through in the market the day after. This one, it did not qualify. However, this one here showed a lot of optimism in the market and the follow through. We see a nice strong bullish candlestick right after the green light was given. So this would have been the ideal time as well. If we look as well, the price action did rise, confirming that bullish divergence with green lights to follow. Now again, as the MTI gets higher and higher, closer to these 1.5 levels, we see the MTI finally hit these levels on July 13th, and there are several green lights after that July 13th when the MTI hit that historically high level in the 1.5 range. So this is when you want to take caution when opening new positions. Not saying that you can't, but just remember that upside potential is now starting to be outweighed by downside risk. And during the same time frame, we did see price action continuing to rise here, as I demonstrated in this freehand line. And if we look down below, the MTI was starting to wane, creating that bearish divergence. Now, if we take a look here, we can see price action starting to slip. However, we do see some buying pressure today. Now, I did put this red line here. Again, this is a support level at 58.90. Now, support levels are zones. It's not the exact number of 58.9. The top of the zone I represented with this red line here. Now, there is some optimism for the bulls right now, because we are seeing some buying pressure with this bottom wick starting to appear in today's midday rally. So if you are bearish on the market, waiting on confirmation to break this level of support here may not be a bad idea. Now, the next timing signal I did want to show you was the primary wave. So let me switch this. Now, the primary wave simply looks at price action of the VectorVest composite and compares it to 5 days prior. So essentially, it just looks at a 5-day trend of the broad market. This is also one of our fastest moving market timing signals and typically used by very active traders. However, long-term investors should not ignore the primary wave. Now, we do notice at the end of this bullish divergence here, the primary wave was given up back on June 1st. This is the same date that we had a green light buyer. So with 2 market timing signals going to the upside and follow through here on the next day with this nice bullish candlestick showing buyers had control and the MTI going into positive territory, this would have been an ideal time to join this market rally. However, let me zoom into a 1-month time span. This is the VectorVest composite MTI over the last month. We do see the most recent primary wave down signal here back on August 2nd. With the price action coming down that day, we can see that the bearish divergence did have follow through with the MTI dropping back below 1.5. Again, those historically high levels. Since then, the MTI has been on a retracement and price action of the VectorVest composite has been to the downside. So I just wanted to give you some insight and some very good knowledge on how to use the VectorVest system and some of its market timing signals to get a sense of when you should be buying and when you should be defensive in your portfolios. Now, as a special treat for sticking through the end, let's jump into a list of Contra ETFs that I've prepared for tonight's presentation. Now, here is the list of ETFs I was able to put together. Most of them are triple or double leverage. DOG is a single leverage ETF following the Dow Jones Industrial. Again, when I mentioned the market timing graph, we did see a bottom wick today. I'd like to see that bottom wick taken out. Even better, see the level of support that we're approaching to be broken. Now, Thursday is the CPI data. That's probably going to be the big market mover this week. So tomorrow night, I am going to go in more detail on these ETFs and in addition, show you throughout the VectorVest 7 program where we can find some of the best contras to hedge your portfolio. Now, if you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and see you Thursday.
Hey VV Nation, do you want to increase your profits and generate income? Well, you can. For 99 cents, we'll give you access to the VectorVest system for 30 days. And guess what? It's a money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, we'll give you back your 99 cents. But folks, you're going to have access to the best software out there, the best guidance at any price. All you have to do is go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. Folks, it's a no-brainer. Go there right now and take advantage of your 30-day trial for 99 cents.